So, I'd like to introduce some of our actors. Scott, by the way, manages 38 actors as well as a ton of other talent as well. But Keanu, all the way from Toronto, Canada, is one of our actors, and also Frederic. Say hi, Frederic. He's also one of our actors, and he is visiting from Paris. So, can we have a mic for the panel here? The mics are on the side. So let's talk, I guess, with the Smiling Man first. And in attendance, we have director and writer, composer Vivienne Vialanis and sound designer Jamie Scott. Great job on the film. I definitely liked both the endearing side as well as kind of more of the standard horror side. Some questions that I had was, well, would you rather have had it more, kind of pre-answered my question, would you rather have had it more endearing or more of a horror thriller? Oh, turn on.
This one is ready.
Yeah, you want to press it up? Let's see. May I have this too, please? All right. On, and we're on and on. Yep. Check. Okay. Great.
First of all, congratulations for the other movies. It was an amazing selection. Great job. AJ is in Austin to promote the movie, you know. So basically, this is a sound team in a way, so music and sound, which is kind of unusual. Then on this movie, it was extremely important, all this, you know, sound part and musical part, because it had to be a very strong movie. It was a very short movie, and then it had to be really, like, you know, something very punchy. If I understand your question, I think you're talking about the balance between
yes.
Horrific elements
yes.
and very strong elements.
Because he ended up playing with her. He didn't scare her.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, it's because she's a child. She's just discovering. So basically, when you are doing a horror movie, if you want to do a good and outstanding horror movie, most of the time you will have a subtext, something which is very human, you know, which is underlying. So in this case, the director, he wanted to put a lot of very human, you know, elements, especially. So basically, the whole arc is about a little girl who is just discovering the world, and especially the world of men, you know. That was like the idea. The bottom line for the director was like, she's gonna discover how men are. So it's a little tough, you know, said just like that, but that was the idea. Then when we worked together with AJ, which was the same regarding the music or the sound, you know,
right.
he gave us small hints about what he had in mind, you know, and that subtext, what you call the endearing elements, you know, were always in his mind. So we can give a few more points, but I would like
yeah, so Jamie's the sound designer here. Tell us your experience working on the film and how you made sure that it was more of a discovery for her through the music and the sound.
Well, you know, sound, the design of that really what started, I mean, like a lot of films, there was nothing usable in the production. So, you know, every little
don't we know that?
Every little crinkle of the bag, you know, all the balloon hits and all that stuff that, you know, was recreated. But more importantly, the overall structure of the sound design had to be sort of considered in how it's going to be most effective. And I think, and this is something that I've been thinking about for the last 22 years as a professional sound designer. You think about these things of balance and what to portray to the audience at any given moment. And that's really what I focus on in sound is storytelling. And every moment has a moment of storytelling that you sort of unravel throughout the thing. And it's whether it's a big punchy scare jump, like in the, you know, when she turns around and the guy's fingers are on her neck. I know you guys all jumped at that, because I heard you know, it's like one of those things where it's just like, you think about how that effect is going to happen, you know, and you know, you make everything contrast, because it's scarier when there's, like, when it's very quiet and then you hear these loud sounds and it just makes you jump. It's like these techniques that we use and sound to tell stories like that.
Great, thank you. Any questions for the Smiling Man crew?
There's a question there.
Yeah, go ahead, yell it out, and I can repeat it since we're recording sound.
The Smiling Man, he was terrifying. I'm just curious how you went about like casting him and how you guys like directed him on set and like what were you telling him to do and just like the character description.
You know, his name is Krazy Dave, and I don't know where he came from, but I've met him, you know, in person, and he's crazy. He's a very strange person.
Is he a crazy person to work with, or just his character?
Well, neither of us were on set, so we didn't get the experience of
From the stories.
of working with him.
Okay.
But yeah,
From what AJ would tell
they
you.
did. I think it was like 7 or 8 hours in makeup, and they posted a thing on Facebook. It was like one of those one frame every minute, where they like showed the process of him getting all made up, and it was pretty remarkable. I mean, but AJ, he's worked on like some of the biggest movies of all time. He did like the recent Star Wars, and he's a pre-visualization artist, so he does all of he sets up all the shots for all these movies. He did Avatar. So he's an uber professional, and he has really great ideas and knows how to execute things on a really high level. So when he casts things, he does it with that in mind, and he must have found something in Dave that sparked an idea.
Something crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Sorry, that was horrible. Sorry that I had to say.
Well, what Jamie doesn't say, I mean, basically, the movie is doing very well in festivals. It's kind of 50 selections, so far, and I think it's really strong, and that's why a lot of people were really impressed. He was able to put together. So as he said, AJ has been working on a lot of studio movies, and he's still working, on these kind of movies like Star Wars over there. Jamie didn't say it, but he's working on studio movies as well as a sound designer. So basically, putting all these people. So the makeup artist was really outstanding as well. He picked her up around the Bay Area, San Francisco, and it's almost like it's very familiar. It's a very familiar character, and at the same time, it's very strange. You almost have the impression that the skin is like licking,
Ashes.
Yeah, ashes. Yeah. So it's, I mean, all this combined, allowed, that idea. Then I think he had some difficulties to pick up the little girl, basically, because I think he saw some of them, and then he was kind of lucky, to find the right one. What you said was quite interesting, because when she sees him, he didn't want her to be scared. It's a metaphor about people who are trying to impress, just like making a magic trick or offering some balloons, And then there is a darker side which is revealed at the end, which is when he shows the mother who is dead, basically.
Let's give Smiling Man a round of applause. They'll be available for questions outside. Before I forget, on your blue ticket, there's a pull tab for each of the films you saw in this screening, and we're going to collect your favorite film. So go ahead and prepare that as you head out, and our volunteers will take the pull tab. That's going to be the People's Choice. That's a fun award for us. Some quick announcements. Apologize for the false start of The Gathering film. We had some technical difficulties, so apologize for that. And also there is a lost and found Honda car keys with a few colored key fobs on it. So that is with the front desk, or me if you need. Let's go ahead and meet our next film, Eternity, nominated Best Action Adventure. We have here writer, director, actor James Boston. Also, who are you here joined with?
My film composer, Philip Pensado.
Philip, let's give them a round of applause. A tragic love story. Well, any questions first of all? I'll give you guys a chance to kind of, since it's the most fresh in your mind, any questions? I can start too if you like. Go ahead, yell it out.
So how do you guys choose to decide, vampires and vampire hunters as the medium for rebirth rather than any other form?
Well, I think that pretty much the whole Christianity religion thing has been done a billion times with vampires, and I kind of thought, what would it be like if vampires existed in Asia? And it would be tied in ultimately with the religion that was going on back in the Joseon dynasty. So obviously that's, you know, reincarnation and all that stuff. So I thought, you know, at the beginning I was actually thinking about doing a zombie movie, but it's been done to death, and I wanted to bring something fresh to the table, and I thought, why not, you know, vampires in Asia, and incorporate reincarnation as well.
Congratulations to the nominated films here. We're going to wrap here. Thank you so much for supporting Asians on Film. Remember your pull tabs for the People's Choice on the outside in this blue bag here, and also awards ceremony right back here at 10 p.m. Spread the word. We'll see you if you are here for the next screening. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon.